it's already long enough with 4 players.
I need another card.
I'm not kidding.
You're not kidding?
Oh, he knows.
One. I'm having a heart attack.
Blood Rage is better. Continue going.
No.
This video is brought to you by Fallen Dominion Studios. Check out their website at fallendominionstudios.com.
Hey there, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the Dice Odyssey today. I'm Kas.
I'm Bryan.
And we're here today to bring you our top 10 games that we loved from 2018. There's probably a strong chance that several games that others have played or some that maybe you have played don't end up on this list. The basic fact is we can't play everything. It's just impossible to play everything in 1 year. Enough to even give a
family
opinion on it.
And money-wise, it's just impossible to play everything.
Yeah. So not only did we not play everything, you also didn't play everything. So back up off us. No, I'm kidding. But the fact is that we got to play quite a few, and we're very happy about that. It was a good year in gaming.
Last year was just, phenomenal. First time going to Gen Con. So
and we want to thank Fallen Dominion Studios, our sponsor, for getting us to go. That was awesome. I actually got to visit a studio this year, a game studio that was really interesting.
We're not going to talk about that one.
You didn't get to go. That's your fault. No. Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're going to do a roll-off to see who starts on our number 10. Oh, 7.
Should have kept my first roll.
That ain't going to be a lucky number. And if it is, I'm going to... Well, I'm not going to eat the die, but I'm going to eat my words.
Three.
Come on. What do we get? No, wait, don't. That's a 3. He said 3. Are you a prophet? What's your number 10, man?
My number 10, Pioneer Days.
Ooh, okay.
Growing up, loved the Oregon Trail. Every kid, on the Mac computer, play a little Oregon Trail, die 2 minutes into it, 3-4 minutes. If you were lucky,
dysentery.
you're lucky you got further. So this just kind of picks it up and takes it that I wouldn't say one step. I'd say 20 steps closer to being an actual great game. Probably if I got played it a little bit more. I don't know if I was just disinterested when we first played it a couple times, but I really did like it. But you go through, you build up your little kind of
caravan.
Yeah, caravan here. You get some horses. You get different tools and different.
No, it's cows, not horses, man.
That's right. It was cows.
Yeah,
man, it's been a while since.
It has been a while since you played it. I've actually played it since then. So
yeah, it helps when you have it on the shelf.
That's true. Yeah. If you'd come over more often, it's your own fault.
Hey, you got a life and family. It worked.
But anyway.
Pioneer Days is just. I just really love the theme of it. I really love how you can go out there and you can relive our childhood experience in a 10 times better than it originally was. I didn't die the first 5 minutes of playing the game. We actually got a lot further through it than you would on the Mac.
Yeah, absolutely. My number 10 is a game by Druid City Games called The Grim Forest. And I really had a good time with this one. This one, to me, it almost toes the line between family and gamer game. Not heavy gamer, but it's because it's so simple to get into, and it's just resource management. You got the 3 or the 4 little pigs, according to this game. You got the 4 little pigs going out, and they're trying to build up their straw house, their log house, I think the wood house, and then the brick house. It's a brick.
There was the 4th one yet.
I don't know. It's like a female pig in the game. I forget who it is. I forget her name. But ultimately, you're trying to build your houses up before everybody else does. And you're trying to score the most points. And again, you're going out to gather the resources you need to do it. And the thing that was really fun about it was the friend cards that come out. There's some serious take that in this game in different ways. And the friend cards are fun because they can protect you or attack other people or help you get things out of the game. But if somebody else pulls a card they decide they don't want to keep that ally, that friend or what have you, then they can hand it off to you and make you get rid of your friend, and you get to get the new friend. And so it has a tiny bit of take, well, it has a decent amount of take that in it, but it is a fun family game. It's family weight, I should say. The only thing I would say is that because of the amount of take that there is in the game, it might be harder for some kids to get into. So again, as long as they're okay with that, then they'll probably love the game. Other than that, great game. My number 10, The Grim Forest by Druid City Games.
Would you say this is a hard game for a smoker to get into just because they can't huff and puff and blow that house down very easily?
Let's get to our number 9s.
9. So this one, just put it out there. Space Base.
Wow, there it is.
I really enjoy it. I mean, it's kind of, you're laying out your base and you're building up certain aspects of it so you can, just build your base up, really. So you can acquire more money to gain more points because you're building up your...
Engine building, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it really is. And that's what does it for me.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I really think you could put any other theme on top of this, though.
That theme is as thin as a piece of paper.
Yeah, so I mean...
I said that on my review, too.
It's just really mainly the building up your empire right there on your base.
Yeah.
It's really all it is. I mean, really, you can put space, you can put, horses, you can put pretty much whatever you want.
What is it with you and horses on this list, man, when nothing has to do with horses on any game you're talking about? Anyway.
The horses on the mind is... So, Space Base is my number 9.
Alrighty. Well, my number 9... And I won't belabor the point. It's Pioneer Days by Tasty Minstrel Games. Oregon Trail, disasters hitting of all sorts of different kinds, from illness to thunderstorms that can destroy your wagons. You have the pass abilities, like if you got the gun, you can ward off bandits a little bit easier. If you've got hay, you can help feed your oxen as you go along. And the fact that you can continue to get townsfolk as you go, and they give you powers, and they also double as multipliers for points at the end of the game. It's a point salad through and through. Great game. Go check it out. I really feel like this one's been underrated. All right.
Number 8.
Number 8. You got something to do with horses, right?
Prehistoric. We're going Dinosaur Island for this one.
Wow.
I love Dinosaur Island. It's a great engine building, worker placement, not really push your luck, but you're drafting your dice, you got your hand management on this.
Why do you play that expansion? There's a tiny bit of that there.
On Dinosaur Island, it's more of a hand management game there because you got a certain amount of cards that you can keep on hand. You're not really drafting like in normal Dinosaur Island to, pick your dinosaurs by how much, where you place your die. You're choosing, you're drafting to start with, you put it into your hand, and you kind of go from there. Mm-hmm. It's a great 2-player game. Plays real similar to regular Dinosaur Island. It's a little more compact and a little faster play. Yeah,
I would agree with that. It's funny, we're echoing each other a lot. Space Base. This is the game that... No, it didn't slaughter Machikoro. Machikoro slaughtered Machikoro. I hate that game.
Never played it.
You never played well, you're better for it. I'm sorry. Machikoro, to me, had such a broken system. I'm talking about original Machikoro. I have not played Bright Lights yet. I've heard it's possible that it possibly fixes some of the problems I had with it. But Machikoro drove me crazy because I couldn't use everything when I wanted to. I couldn't split the dice up, and if I rolled something and I didn't get anything at all, well, I can't use it because I didn't call for it first and say, hey, I'm splitting the die, I'm only going to use one of these. No, with Space Base, I can split my dice up, I can combine them, and there's a strong chance almost every time I'm going to get something. Every single time. And I love that. I love that about Space Base. It's just pure engine building. Like I said earlier, the theme, you could slap just about anything on it, including horses for whatever reason.
Throw sodas on it.
It doesn't matter. No. The game is amazing. It's just a fun... It's mechanics in a box. It's like fun mechanics in a box. Yeah. Again, the theme, it doesn't really grab me.
It's really just competitive between the other players.
Yeah, you're just trying to build your system up. And I love that. The passive ability that you're able to just sit there and, like Machikoro promised to give you, you'll get stuff on so many other people's turn as long as you continually build your space base up, so to speak. Awesome game. Awesome. It's one of my favorite games. One of my most played games this year, as a matter of fact. Space Base, I wouldn't play it with more than 4, really. 5 was a little too long. But other than that, amazing game. Go check it out. By AEG, I believe.
7.
What you got, man?
All things said, I'm going to rise to some nobility.
Oh.
Rise to nobility. I love placing the dice in certain areas to do certain things, to get your cards, to do your trade. I love when you put your meeple out there. You can either put them as an apprentice or put them out there as a worker. It just so much engine building in there. I just ate the game up.
Yeah.
I really want to play some more of it. It's I don't know. We had so much going on this year. Kind of hard to get it to the table, I guess, again, but I love the little council that you go to.
The Stone Council.
I played that several times, man. You can really rack up some points.
You can. You really can.
You really can. The overall mechanics of it is just phenomenal. I mean, I've seen some other games that do the same kind of stuff, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I like the game okay. My whole thing was, more I thought about it is, I kind of wish they would have streamlined some things instead of doing so many processes to do one thing. You know what I'm saying?
It kind of made the game a little longer, and it kind of gave you a little bit more feeling because I felt like I got my engine completed.
Yeah, I
hate when I start into a game and I can't get my engine built up the way I want it.
Yeah.
And it ends drastically.
I like the game. Like I said, I like the game okay. It definitely wasn't one of my top 10 of the year. It wasn't even close to the list. It's not that the game's necessarily horrible. It's just I wasn't as enthralled as you were, I think. And I think Parrish really, really liked it as well.
Yeah.
I liked it, don't get me wrong. It's just I felt like it needed to be a bit more streamlined in some respects. But also the other thing was I felt like the different player counts, there's a few of them that I just didn't feel like it worked very well. Like at 2 and 3, I wasn't as big a fan.
3 wasn't
Once
bad.
you go to 4, it really starts singing.
3 was pretty
You know what I mean? It's really good at 4.
I did not like it at 2. I didn't get to play the solo. I think you did. You played the solo.
Yeah, I did try a
so
solo.
I didn't get to play that. 2,
that's all right.
I really didn't like the 2. Like you said, I really like the 3 and the 4. Those are the 2 best really to play at.
Yeah.
It really opens up so much more as far as like competition. And as far as being able to do more, that's where I really felt like my engine really took off.
So my number 7, it's actually the Stonebound Saga. Yeah, Stonebound Saga. It's basically it's a really awesome self-contained world. It has kind of a feeling almost like Final Fantasy Tactics meets something else, and I can't place that something else. But basically, you're taking. The land has been destroyed. It was created by an all-powerful creator, and this king had a great time with his people, and they lived in harmony. And then all of a sudden, some evil, I think his name, this evil being called Tenebris, came and tempted the people away from the powerful creator. And they basically fell into darkness, and the land fell into darkness. Well, the king decided to go ahead and leave for a while, but he was going to return, right, to bring, salvation to everybody. Basically, what you're doing on the battlefield is you're taking these different characters, right? You're building a party. You could have possibly some guys that are like tanks, you can have archers and things like that. And you're building this party, and you also have like a wizard style. One guy looks kind of like Gandalf. His name's Gaspar.
I really think it's more like a group than a party.
Shut up. Anyway, so you take your group...
There you go.
Party out to go, and you're basically training for Tenebris to return because he's also coming back to wage war against the land. I forget the name of the land. But anyway, so you're basically just going, 1-on-1, 2-on-2. You can do teams, 1-on-3, I think, I can't remember now, but it's really, really fun game. You basically, using Speaking Stones cards to play to activate active powers and passive powers like, ice shields and things like that. It's a fun game. The artwork is absolutely beyond belief gorgeous. If you like a game kind of similar to Summoner Wars in some ways, then you may like this game by Sky Kingdom Games, I believe.
I don't remember where this fell on my top 30 from last year. Lucidity. Love this game about nightmares. And the best part about
You're a dark person.
Well, when they came out with this Kickstarter one, that I was able to get a hold of. I love the new artwork with the kids.
Yeah.
The other was a little too gruesome, really wasn't up my alley, but nothing is eerie like children in a horror movie. Very eerie. It just gives you that sense like, oh.
You like watching things like that?
Not really. But I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm just making sure, man.
I don't watch that kind of stuff.
Just making sure.
I love the artwork in the new series, which y'all throw some clips of the new artwork. But I love Lucidity. You push your luck to try to get as many points as you can without becoming a nightmare. I liked becoming that nightmare and going after the other players at the table. I really like doing that, pushing my luck. It wasn't really about all those points. It was really just about screwing everybody else up.
Yeah, of course.
It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's different. I mean, there's some other push your luck games, but this is, I don't know, for some reason this just, I took to this game. I love the little bitty die. And like I said, the
dice. They're really nice.
The original artwork on the player mat was the eyeball. I just something about the eyeball.
What is it about you and eyeballs? You like drawing them? You like
when I'm on the phone? Most people doodle. I draw eyeballs. I
don't know what you're talking about.
Put the eyelashes
doodling,
up there. Anyway, with the Kickstarter edition, it's got even the player a little tray.
Not weird.
You put this clear piece over the player mat, and your dice sit perfectly in there.
Oh, okay. I hadn't seen that.
I like that. That's pretty awesome.
We do have that up for giveaway when we do our giveaway soon. I do have a spare copy of the deluxe edition of that. So if you're interested, make sure you subscribe if you're not already subscribed. You'd be entered in. Before we made this list, I said that if a game came out this year, or at least even an expansion to a game, I was going to add it because it's our channel. I don't care. I'm going to add what I want. Dinosaur Island Totally Liquid Expansion. Okay. Dinosaur Island was one of my top favorite games from 2017. I think yours as well. And this game had me over the moon about it. I love this game. Okay. I was in orbit. I'm going to keep going with that silly, thing about it. And but the one thing I'd always kind of wished a little bit was the interaction was just a little bit more at the table. And I was always kind of like, hey, I wonder if there'd be water dinos and whatever else. And then they release it totally liquid. You got water dinos. You got these new modules that allow you to do things like build or grow dinosaur eggs. You know what I mean? So if you can't get your dinosaur built with a ton of DNA, that's normally costs as much as. What are you doing?
We're going to play it right now.
No, we might after this. But if you can't build a dinosaur the way you want to, you're not finding as much DNA as you need to build, and you can just do dinosaur eggs because they require very little. And then you just wait turn after turn after turn, and at some point they incubate all the way to a full-grown dino. They go from baby on up, and I just think that's so cool. And then they have a casino that you can go over to gain things. You can push your luck. And what you're doing is
20 dino eggs.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go in here. You can actually have a hotel for people to stay in, kind of like Disney World, because it's a resort. And the cool thing is if you put people in this hotel, you can use them towards your final visitor count, so it reduces the amount of hooligans you might pull.
Cut. We're gonna go. We'll come back. You'll stay right there.
The dinos, the water dinos are awesome. I will say this: it comes with a 5th player expansion. I will not play that. It's already long enough with 4 players.
I need another.
Oh, we want to throw that one on? You haven't even played it yet, man. We got to get you in on that one. That one's fun.
Get over here!
Number 5. So
Rising Sun. Is that what it is?
Rising Sun.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. That's hilarious.
So well.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I thought that would be higher. I thought that could even get close to number 1.
You'll understand what as we get further on what we do. Rising Sun. I just love this game. I've always been fascinated with Japanese culture. The dragons, their gods. I've always been fascinated with how all that works in their society.
Samurai.
Yeah, the way of the samurai. It's kind of like a Klingon. You got to have honor. If there's no honor, you must commit suicide.
Blood Rage is better. Continue going.
No. This goes on.
We've had this discussion a lot.
So Rise of the Sun, you're controlling different territories and you're moving depending on where the territory you need to control is for that particular round. You're able to partner up, have tea with somebody else, become their ally.
And you should have tea.
Yes. And it is great because when you partner up like that, you use the other person's powers. You're able to do that. You're both able to share in whatever you're doing.
Well, you're using the political mandate. That's right. Yeah. I was going to say, I wish I could share your powers.
Yeah, no. But you're sharing in the mandates that you're doing. And that's just, I love that aspect. It just brings a little more chi.
Man, you're getting all religious on me over here.
It's a great game. I got into this one a lot easier than I got into Blood Rage. I don't know what it was about it. Maybe it's the overall theming of it, but it's to me it's a lot better.
I have since corrupted him about Blood Rage though. He played it again. He started liking it more.
I'm starting to like it.
Used to not.
Well, we'll see where it goes. But Rising Sun is just there's so much in it. I love the artwork on there. It's kind of like watercolors.
Yeah. Oh, that board is gorgeous.
It's awesome. The miniatures for that are freaking phenomenal.
Yeah. They're amazing and disgusting.
If you play Blood Rage, then you're going to know it's got great monsters.
Cool mini or not, well, they were definitely cool minis in that.
And, the way you're drafting all those I love the way you do that, too. It's an open board, open market.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Blood Rage, you're sitting there, you're passing the cards around, drafting.
Yeah. Okay, well, my number 5 is Rising Sun. Moving on. I'm not kidding.
You're not kidding? Oh, my.
Number 5 is Rising Sun. I told him before we started, what? You're going to have a heart attack. He knows.
Hello? I'm having a heart attack.
Well, here's the thing. If you go back, hold on. If you go back, watch our review, the reason he's tripping is because I didn't full out get blown away by it like he did and some other people at the table. I had some serious issues with that battle system. I did not like the game that much because of that. I mean, it was okay. It was like a 6, you know.
You can commit Sabuku or you can bet on somebody else dying.
But I didn't like the bidding. I did not like the bidding. I really did like that.
I mean, I didn't touch that a minute ago, but I did like the bidding part of that.
I didn't. I wanted something a little more straightforward, and this one was so much more thinky.
Do what you want. I got more money than you.
But I'll say what got me to start liking it. Was for one thing, I won a game, but then secondly,
is that all it takes for you to like the game?
Absolutely, man, and don't even lie. A lot of y'all do it too, and so do you. No. So shut up, man. I've heard you say that. But anyway, all joking aside, what really got me to get it on the list and to want to really seriously get more into it was New Year's Eve. We played a whole day of games, except for you.
I wish I could have been there.
Yeah, you
other stuff going on.
You could have played more Rising Sun. I decided, all right, I want to pull some games out to see where they're going to end up on my 2018 list. And I said, all right, let me give Rising Sun more of a fair shake. I ended up starting to like it more, but I still wasn't happy with it fully. And so I played that. I actually won the game. I couldn't believe it. It's like everything just meshed perfectly in that game for me. I don't know. To be honest, if I played this more, it might have gone higher on my list. But the fact that it's even number 5 is amazing to me because I just did not think it was going to hit my list this year. Everybody else was like insanely happy about it, and I was one of the few that was like, it didn't grab me like a game like Blood Rage did, or some of these other games on the list at first. But now I'm very happy with it. So.
We all like to play Sherlock, don't we? Chronicles of Crime.
Yeah.
I was so on the fence about this game when I first saw it.
Yeah.
When I first saw it. Board game with your phone.
Yeah.
I don't mind playing the board game on the phone, but using the phone with your board game.
Using an app.
I was kind of like, I don't know about that. I just see a bunch of random cards stacked out here. I'm like, what are you going to do?
Right.
But the story.
Oh yeah, stories.
This is like turning the channel on your TV and finding like a Columbo or something like that, and just like stopping and you just watch.
What is it with you in Columbo? What about NCIS or? Yeah, no, seriously, I'm talking about.
I like Columbo.
I like it too, but my goodness, update yourself a little bit.
He told Fred Savage a story.
Well, that's true. I'll give him credit. Princess Bride.
I've always liked Columbo, and I've never been released CIS.
Well, some of the other ones,
CIS, but
it's very much a CSI game.
Yeah,
it really is.
It really is.
Yeah,
but I mean, just the storylines were so rich. Just the interaction with the phone and being able to look around the crime scene. I was like, man, this just takes like
that augmented reality thing.
Yeah, I mean, this just like takes time stories and like kicks up to another notch and puts a mystery and crime in it.
Yeah,
and I really love that.
Yeah,
it just the stories just open up. Okay, well, ask this guy something. I want to ask this guy. Ooh, I just want to scan it all, but you can't.
Yeah, because you're running out of time.
It's just so amazing game. I really love this.
My number 4 game. I love Tombstone. I love anything that has to do with the West. I love John Wayne.
Is number 4?
Yeah. Yeah, Western Legends by Colossal Games. Okay, I'll explain why in a minute. Western Legends. It is basically a sandbox. Well, it's got the semblance of a sandbox, right? It's a sandbox game where you can pretty much go do just about anything you want. You can go rob somebody, you can go arrest somebody, you can do the marshal track, you can get on the wanted track, you can go rob a bank, you can go mining for gold. You can rustle cattle, wrangle cattle. You can choose to be evil or good. You can go play poker. There's so many cool things, and the fact that you can buy rifles and shotguns and all sorts of cool
mules.
Yeah, and you can upgrade these things for legendary points in the game. You've got gold cards to try. You got story cards which lend more to the narrative, which is so much fun. The reason it's not higher, since you asked, is because while I still like the game a lot, I feel like there's a few issues with it that keep it from rising higher. And one thing I would say is, and some people may or may not like this, and that's why I think it bothers me, because we've seen people at the table throw cards across the table and get frustrated. And what it is there can be a runaway leader problem. That's a fact.
That whole part really wasn't runaway leader. That was two people picking at each other.
But if you don't go after somebody,
you can get a runaway.
You will allow them. Basically, you're allowing them to run away with it. The mining track is one of the biggest offenders. Okay, I like doing the mining. Okay, I do like the game. I love the game, but there are some problems with it that are not. It's not horrible. It's just what they are. If you're not prepared to go after people in this game, you will probably lose. More than likely, if you're not the one doing these very obvious things to win.
You can't just sit by and let everybody at the table. You got to have more interaction.
Yeah, you really do. If you're going it alone, there's a strong chance you may lose unless you're going it alone on like the mining track or staying unwanted and never getting arrested.
Unless you pit two people against each other, then they ignore you and you just climb up.
Yeah. Now, for me, it doesn't bother me that much because I understand what needs to happen. But understand that sometimes if you don't understand that going into this game, you might get upset. We've seen people get upset in this game, and it wasn't just one person.
I know.
But anyway, the game overall is fun. We've played it even recently. I think this past week we played it again. Had a lot of fun, and so it's a great game. And if that wasn't necessarily so much of an issue. Again, it doesn't break the game. There's some things about it, and I would not play this with more than 4. 5, I'd have to be talked too long and hard because the downtime is just too much.
It's too much.
It goes up to 6 players. Thank you.
No, 4 is really the sweet spot because everybody can interact. Everybody can continue to play. You get the 5th person in there, and some people are just kind of like,
it just takes too long. It takes too long, and I love being able to be any of these legendary characters in the game. But anyway, negatives aside, the game's amazing. The game's fun if you understand what you're getting into going into it. It's to take that game in a lot of ways. It really is. Now, they are releasing Ante Up, the expansion. I'm really definitely getting into that. Anyway, Western Legends by Colossal Games. They did a colossal job with this game.
They did.
So.
Number 3. Western Legends.
We're just echoing each other on some of this.
So I mean, it's all what you said. I mean, I don't have a lot of the problems he has with it. I mean, some of the stuff that we had at the table going on, some of the stuff he's talking about is just kind of more just friendly rivalry, and I think a lot of it could be avoided. But for me, I love every aspect of the game. I love being able to do what I want to do. If I wanted to be an outlaw, I could be an outlaw until I got caught. But if I want to be a marshal, I'll be a marshal. There's several different ways you can play the game to win it. I really enjoy it. I love playing the poker in there. The best part about it is when you go fight somebody else.
Yeah.
You're using your poker cards as your battle system.
I do like the multifaceted card
if you think
play.
that you want to go play poker later on, you got to be careful on if you go fight or not, or what cards you have on hand.
Yes. So my number 3, I do like some CSI. Chronicles of Crime, what can I say? But my favorite thing, besides the amazing story and everybody just kind of back and forthing around the table trying to figure it out, it's like binge watching a good show. You know what I mean? It's like binge watching one of your favorite shows.
Through that channel and you just stop and you get hooked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very interactive. It's like an interactive TV show. So, but my favorite thing, honestly, is streaming it on the TV screen. Because then, instead of having to pass the phone around, which is fun,
can see.
Everybody gets to see it, and it's very dynamic, and you feel like you're doing a whiteboard, and everybody's seeing the crime scene and crime this, and trying to figure the mysteries out. So don't want to belabor the point. That's my number 3, Chronicles of Crime. It had a serious contention for Game of the Year for me.
Knock, knock.
Oh my gosh, really?
Who goes there?
Oh, I thought that was going to be higher.
You thought it was going to be higher?
Yeah, I really
did too. It was with this, it was really the struggle between Who Goes There and Western Legends for this spot in particular. Who Goes There?
Oh, now I know what your number 1 is. Continue.
Is phenomenal as far as trying to figure out who's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
who's the thing?
Just the whole aspect of like you finally get the infection card. You're like, you got to keep a cool face so no one else knows if you actually did get the infection card or not. And then once you do get that one, no one trusts you.
No, it doesn't matter if you're in or not. Yeah.
You can swear on your firstborn child that you're not it, and no one's gonna believe you.
And he might have done that first game.
But just the interactions between everybody once those cards start coming out. I'm not bunking with you.
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
Yeah.
I just love that argument
that banner, man.
The banner between
banner's
everybody.
Amazing.
It's just, and that's one thing I really got back into board games for is just talking back and forth and interacting with everybody.
Yeah.
And this game hits it on so many notes for me. I love the fact that you can go through your cards, you build up your little arsenal down here. You can I love the flamethrower.
The upgrade system. The upgrading of your characters like a video game.
Yeah.
It really feels like that.
And, spending different action points to go inside or outside, standing, and you might get locked out. Now, there were some things that I really didn't like when it comes to being locked in or locked out.
Ooh,
because the cards would come up. You go outside to search, to try to, get your XP and do stuff.
Stamina.
And then, bam, you're locked out.
You can't go in to save yourself from losing stamina.
Bam, you're locked out again. And you're like, you just want to flip that board.
Yeah.
But that doesn't kill it for me.
No. Certifiable Studios did a great job on it.
They did a fantastic
That is one thing I agree about, that lockout thing. Oh my gosh, I hated that.
I did not like that.
Yeah.
But
still,
all that aside,
yeah,
fantastic game. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that really do not like this game because of that whole issue with arguing between each other and not trusting people. There's been a lot I've seen on different review sites and stuff that people just aren't really liking it, and there's a lot of people who love this game.
Right.
One of those people who love this game.
Yeah, it's been weird how it's been a major split.
The other thing is,
it's like love, hate. Yeah. There's not really in between on that game.
And I love the movies. The Thing.
Oh, yes.
All of them. I love all 3 of them. The original.
You like the 50s and the
50s is
Russell
my favorite one. Then Kurt Russell, and it kind of goes. First, second, third. That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
I love this game. When we first got this and we tried it out or whatever, the first thing I told my wife when I got home was,
"I want this game."
Christmas.
I have to say this first off. I'm putting Scythe on this list. Okay, I know Scythe came out in 2016. But because the Rise to Fenris expansion changes the game up so much for me and makes me love this game infinitely more than I already do, it would have been my number 1 had it been an actual technically a 2018 game. The only reason it's not my number one, just personally for me, is because it's not a brand new game, so to speak. It's just an expansion which changes the game up so significantly. And we can't get into spoilers here. That's the only thing. But I will say this. I just released a review on Scythe, which I needed to get done anyway, because we're going to review Rise to Fenris very soon. We got about 4 more games to play, so we're about half.
Spoilers.
Yeah, we got halfway through it, but that halfway point for me made me feel like I was just blown away. The game, the expansion, made me love this game so much more than I already do. And I used to not like Scythe. I used to not like it much at all. As a matter of fact, it was what I would call my slow burn game, one that took me forever to actually start liking. I had to play it multiple times. And so finally, I started liking the base game pretty well. And then Rise of Fenris, this could make it possibly my number one game of all time at some point, right? I want to see how the rest of the campaign goes. So I don't want to say that yet, that it is. But how I feel about Scythe now, and then this game shooting that through the roof, my liking of it more, and how much I want to play it all the time, and I'm thinking about it all the time, that is why it's on this list. And I'm just being honest with you. And I think if you have Scythe, and you wanted the game to be maybe something different than it already is, and I can't go any further than that because that's spoilers. If you've always wanted to try certain kinds of things that you wish it had or what have you, this game offers that to you in spades, And so that's why it's on the list. Scythe, Rise of Fenris is my number 2.
So you're saying it's going to boot Blood Rage?
It might. It might. I'm telling you, I never thought I would say that.
This day in history.
Blood Rage! I'm going to have to go Scythe! Yeah. And I know what yours is.
What is it?
You go ahead. I'm going to tell you if I'm right.
No. How am I going to? You got to write down something.
Give me. Well.
I got.
All right. Come here.
He knows me so well.
I knew it.
Rise of Fenris.
I can't believe it. Well, I can believe it, yeah.
Let's just say this. When I first started playing Scythe, it was kind of like, all right, it's a post-apocalyptic, not really, I'm sorry,
well,
post-apocalyptic.
It's alternate
reality,
history, yeah.
alternate future, or alternate past.
history, or whatever you want to call it.
So you got mechs, you're after World War, One?
Yeah,
the Great
War.
World War II.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Let's go destroy things.
But it was just like, all right, but where does all this come in play? I did not feel the theme.
You didn't feel like the story was very thick.
I didn't feel the story wasn't there. It didn't draw me into the 1900s in an alternate reality with mechs and this faction and this faction. It didn't draw me there.
Right.
Airships come out. It's
a little bit more. Yeah.
Fenris is all out. I am talking about the storyline. I am feeling like I'm playing Settlers of Catan set in Red Alert.
Wow.
I mean,
never thought of it that way.
If you think about it, Scythe is kind of like...
I didn't say that, by the way.
Is a little bit like Settlers of Catan because you're getting wood, you're getting different minerals and stuff to build different things. Right?
Yeah, but
You're getting your territories. Okay,
yeah.
It's a little far stretch. Okay,
it's very much so.
I'm trying to relate it to something here, but it's kind of.
I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It's like taking Command and Conquer, Red Alert, and taking Catan and meshing them together.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he started reading this about this,
no spoilers,
alternate future stuff like that, I had this Red Alert feeling.
Yeah.
And it drew me into the game, and I wanted more.
Yeah.
And then I wanted more.
Yeah.
We're halfway through it. I'm not stopping. Who Goes There would have been number 1 if Rise of Fenris wasn't allowed to be included. Just because of everything the experience.
Well, going off of that, my number 1 is Who Goes There. All right, spoiler alert. The fact is that it's everything he was talking about, from the upgrade system to the buildable system, being able to craft your own weaponry, craft your survival kits and things like that. And it is poker face deduction. I've heard a lot of different complaints about this game, and I think some valid ones. I will give it that. The locking out thing sucks. But anyway, the other thing is the length of time. This game is very difficult to get to the table. It just is. It can be.
Not for me. I'll put it on the table.
No. I want it to. I want to, but I'm talking about
time-wise.
It will take up your entire night. And there's other things that some people have had problems with. All the negative stuff aside, I've had some of the best experiences in gaming with this game this year. That game, to me, gave me one of the most immersive experiences, one of my favorite games of all time, despite the negatives, right? I know there's negatives in the game. I know there's some things that bother people, but this game's amazing. It is. You have to at least try it once, okay? You do have to try it once just to get the immersiveness of it. And so anyway, that's my number one. Who goes there? Fenris would have been my number one. But again, it comes back to me. I wanted a 2018 specific, full
honestly, though,
final game.
If we would have completed if we had completed the story.
And I wanted to complete the campaign. That was my thing.
If we completed the campaign, do you think it would have been number one?
Probably.
Depending on how that ended up.
Probably. I mean, just from where we are, 4 games in, it's half the campaign. I was ready to put this as number one, but I didn't. And I'm not shooting you down, but I didn't feel right putting it as number one until I completed it. Now, you may be wondering where a game like Root is another game I do want to play. And so, like I said, it's not that we don't want to play these games. It's just that we just couldn't get to them. And then there might be some games you'd be like, well, you might have played this. Why'd you leave it off? Well, this is just where it was. This was our excitement levels, our own personal list. If you have games that are on your list that aren't on ours, that's great. I'm glad you got them. I mean, I hope you had fun with them, and I hope you get to keep playing them in the future. These are games that I know I will keep playing constantly if I wanted to, right? If I wasn't reviewing other games, these are the games I'd keep pulling out and playing all the time. And so, what about you? What are your top 10 games of 2018? If you didn't have top 10, maybe top 5. I'm sure maybe some of y'all disagree with our list. That's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. You have the right to be wrong. But the fact is, I'm kidding. But the fact is that it's cool that everybody can kind of have a diverse list. We all have diverse lists, and I just want to know what you've been playing. So, anyway, thank you so much for hearing us. Get crazy about our list. And we've had fun with it. And 2018 was a fun year and a really cool year for the Dice Odyssey. We gained I could be wrong, 300 subscribers, and we got to go to Gen Con, and we got to meet our friends at Fallen Dominion who've been amazing. And we got to meet a lot of you actually at Gen Con and on other places, and I've gotten to know a lot of you, and I really appreciate y'all supporting our channel just with your views, supporting us by subscribing and everything else. This has been an amazing, fun run, and we're going to continue going. As long as we possibly can. We're hoping to make 2019 an even bigger year for the Dice Odyssey. I'm hoping.
Just grow by 500 this year.
Yeah, more than that, man. I'd love to grow.
We'll grow 300 this time. Let's do another 200.
Yeah, but subscriptions aside, I still love everybody who watches, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Everybody's busy and watching however long this is going to be.
I hope we make it interesting for you and fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's about getting everybody back to the table and having fun.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, thank you so much again. You have a blessed day.
Game away.
Game away.